June 17th, I believe. Yes. And what I wanted to do this weekend was mock all the trim up and the doors. So I had to drill throughout the week. I drilled some holes that it was missing because we replaced some sections of the quarter. So I had to drill a couple holes. I've already mocked up the paint dividers. And the Impala script, this was factory. This was untouched. Impala script goes here, cross flags go here, and the airplanes. And I wanted to basically get all the trim on to see what needs to be done to make it fit better, if needed. And really not a whole lot from what I've seen so far. I mean, the long fin molding, it pretty much goes where it goes. I mean, these what they're called bathtub clips, those are original to the car. So it's gonna go wherever it needs to go. It's not like you can move it like that. And then we just hung this door 10 minutes ago, which that took about an hour.
It didn't take 10 minutes.
No, it didn't take 10 minutes, but we're going to do the other door. So right now, the gap is pretty good. The gap is pretty good. I mean, it's original. The doors are original to the car. So I wanted to see what needs to be feathered out more or whatever. I think there needs to be a little bit of something going on here in this corner, because when this is flush, you have a little bit of an indentation right here. Probably have to put some filler there. And I think we're going to do a little tweaking up here on the front because it's pretty close. It's pretty close. But if you were to go up with it, then the back side is probably going to go down, and that's going to get even closer back here. So I would rather have more room back here than up front, because up front we could fix. We can cut into the rocker and fix that. So anyways, so I drilled the holes for the antennas. So I'll attach some pictures of that. I used Red Rocket. He has a video installing 59 antennas on his 59. So I pretty much cheated and used that video. Put this on yesterday, just messing around. It's all polished already. All the stainless has already been polished. So over here on this side, I drilled the holes and I screwed up, but it's fixable. The reason why is because over here, only 89 degrees in there.
Hot.
It's toasty. So the cross flags, I got them new. Okay, fancy. Okay. These aren't left and right side, okay? And I didn't think about that whenever I went to drilling the hole. They're the same. Both, it comes as a pair, they're identical. And these tabs are in the same spot. So they're not left and right side. So my mistake was I took the measurement, this measurement, that's how it goes, okay? And you look, it's kind of complicated because it goes over the peak. It's concave to fit over the peak. So these holes kind of need to be pretty precise. Goes like that, okay? So what I did was I took this measurement from here to here, okay? Forgot what it was. And then from here, from the peak, to the bottom of the hole to the top of the hole. So I got a measurement, okay? I transferred that to this other side, thinking I was in the good, and it was this hole. That's the first hole. So, how do you drill a rectangle hole? So I had to file it. So you drill a couple little small holes, and then you go with a file, and basically you file the metal into a rectangle, okay? So that was the first one I did. So when you do that, and when you put that there, the Impala script right here that goes here, I had to drill these holes also, was hitting this. And there should be about 1.25 inch gap. So that means that this side needs to go forward, right there. So now the Impala script goes here, and now you have a little bit of a gap. So I'm gonna have to weld up this hole. It ain't no big deal, but I mean, actually it covers it, you know. But I'm gonna go ahead and weld it up. So this measurement here, from here to here, is shorter than the passenger side because this is more forward.
But why then?
Because of this tab. This is not in the center. You see, it's offset. So if this measurement,
But aren't they supposed to be the same?
no,
Shouldn't they be the same on both sides?
no, I don't think so, because I did that, and when I did that,
Yeah.
it hit the script. So I think it goes more forward.
There's no script on the other side.
Yeah, it goes on 3 holes.
That's weird.
It is, but it looks good. I have a picture of them on, so that's done. It took a little work, but we're gonna weld that up. So what we're about to do is hang this other door, and we already did the other door, so it takes about an hour. Hopefully this one goes a little faster.
Takes an hour and it sucks the whole time.
Yeah, so we got our hardware, original hardware. The doors are original to the car, so they should go right back how they came off. Should. But there's so much adjustment between this, the whole thing can go in and out, up and down, circle.
We adjusted it like 20 times.
Yeah, use a floor jack and a piece of box tube wrapped up in a little blanket. So I basically wanted to get the doors on to see how it feels across the gap. If I need to do a little more blocking, I mean the whole car needs a poly primer right now. And I'm gonna do that with the doors on, but I wanted to see how the gaps fit on the rockers and all that, because actually we didn't do anything to the rocker on this side. We did some work down here, but that didn't affect the gap. So it should look pretty good. We're gonna cross our fingers. But that's today's plan, is to get both doors on, play with some more trim. I did have to drill these holes. So we have the original bathtub clip. So when we replaced this quarter panel, we went under the clip. So these stayed with the car. We went under the clip. And then back here we went in the middle, and I had to go back and drill the holes for the stainless fin. And
you can see it.
you can see the weld. And all that's covered by the stainless. I already fitted on actually. Had to drill all these holes for the paint divider, because this is a Bel Air. It was a Bel Air quarter panel. Don't have paint dividers, so I had to drill all the holes. I used a laser level that I got on Amazon. I can show that. Actually, a guy on Instagram turned me on to it. He goes by the name of Side Street Custom. It's a laser level, self-leveling. So they don't have any batteries right now, but I got it on Amazon. Prexiso. And basically you clip it to the table. It comes with a clip assembly. Clip it to the table, and it throws a green line on the car. And then you can do it. You can take your measurements off of the peak.
How is it self-leveling?
It shakes in there. So I basically clipped it to the table, and it threw a green laser on the car. Took a measurement from the peak to where the laser was at, to the peak to where the laser was at, adjusted the car, adjusted this till I had equal measurements, and then you have a straight line. And then mark on your holes, drill your holes, and you're done. So this thing is I think it was like $15.
$15.
Good deal. Good deal. So, get you guys set up and we'll put this door on. right, so the battery went dead in the middle of that, but we got the door hung. I really like the gap. It's pretty nice. I think I'm going to put a little bit of filler down here to fill this because it's kind of, but with this squared up, you have a little cave in right here. So I'm going to finesse that out a little bit. But when you guys saw it live, it took probably a total of about 20 minutes. And it went faster than the other side. So we attempted to kind of put the door in place and tighten from the inside, which is probably doable, but it wasn't working. So we went with the method that we used on the passenger side, which is the floor jack. And I mean, the important note is, like, I would get all the bolts snug. You know, get all the bolts snug to where they're like half a turn from being tight, or maybe one turn from being tight. That way you can still move the door, but it doesn't move a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you have to kind of bump it to move it, and you can get it right where you want. That's my advice. Versus if you go with the impact, you know, and then you got to adjust it, and eventually you're going to strip the bolt.
Yeah.
Especially because it's fine thread. So hand wrench until you got it where you want it, then you could with the impact or not. But on this side, we didn't have to mess with any of this. And I rebuilt these hinges. I put new pins and bushings like 6 months ago. We didn't have to mess with any of that. The other side, we had to mess with all adjustments. So this one, wouldn't say fell in place, but it did good.
Took its way last time.
And then just the floor jack with the like foot and a half box tube. Jack it up to where you get it where you want it. Definitely a two-man job though, or man and woman.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do the rest of the day is I'm going to put the latches on, the strikers or whatever you want to call them. Make sure this thing functions without having to pick up on it or anything like that. And probably mock the rest of the trim up. I'd like to get all the trim on to see what needs to be addressed, and then block it again 180, epoxy it one more time, and then poly primer. That's the plan. And we're moving right along. Might mess with the fenders. You could put the fenders on. You have to build a bar to go across. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the day brings. But wrap up this video, I guess, huh?
Yep.
Yep. Now stay tuned. See both sides at the same time. Got the paint divider on. Still debating on if I'm going to two-tone it or not. I don't know. It's on there with only 3 clicks right now. So. Holes for the antennas are drilled. We got the fin molding, which they've already been polished, and they're real nice. So kind of had to modify the clip that's here, which I can show in a minute here. They don't make those, and these were rusted out, so all I did was put a screw in. Find the right size screw, and it slides over the screw, and then right here you have your regular old clip that's bolted. And lastly, we got the tail panel. So tail panel's already been chrome plated, and I got the bezels, the light bezels, and all that, new lenses. I already got all that. So, and I also have the trunk fin. I've actually scored those new old stock on eBay. It's pretty cheap, so I'm pretty excited about that. They still, what's crazy is even though they're NOS, so what people need to understand is there's a big difference between NOS and show quality. Okay, NOS is not show quality, and I can prove it with the trunk molding I have. It was brand new in the wrapper. You unwrap it, and it's got scratches on it, and it's not from shelfware because the wrapper was in good shape. So if you really want a really show quality car, you need NOS, and then re-chrome the NOS part. That would be, you know, the most expensive way to go. But NOS is not show quality. Even with hubcaps, I bought NOS hubcaps for the blue 64 I used to have, and I was pretty disappointed when I got them because they had scratches and blemishes all over them. So, but we got both fins. They're already polished. I didn't even want to untape this one. Got the trunk fin. I got the centerpiece. So I got everything. I also have rocker molding, which I need to put the fenders on to mock those, but I don't think there's a whole lot of there's not a lot of adjustment on that. They kind of just go where they go, and then that's it. So now, what I'm gonna do next is we need to get the trunk on and see how that's gonna fit. That's the next step on this project. But for now, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take all this molding off. There's no reason to have it on. The doors, I'm debating on paint with the doors on or with the doors off. Maybe we get some opinion. It'd be a hell of a lot easier to paint with the door on. But I don't think you get as good as a job with the door on. You get close. You get close. But I mean, you can see they really don't, it really doesn't need a whole lot of finessing. A little bit down here, maybe a little bit right here if you really want to be technical. But that's original doors to the car. So, you know, that's how GM made them. That's being really, really technical right there. You could add filler and block that and feather it out if you want. May or may not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So, I think that's going to be it for this update. Pretty excited to see all the trim.
Yeah, looks good.
It's coming along. It's come a long way so far. So right now this car is an epoxy over 180 grit. Some areas might have some 80 grit scratches, but the whole car has been blocked with 180 and re-epoxy. So my plan for this is going to be, I'm going to re-180 it, the whole thing, 2 more coats of epoxy, and then 48 hours after that, feather fill. Feather fill the whole thing with the doors on, and then start the feather fill maybe around 220, work it up to 400, and then it's ready for paint. So, kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll bring you guys back once we get some more work in.